These are back-to-back sessions, and hope you guys stay awake. I am. Need some coffee? Yes, I am. And so I guess it's a very long day for you guys, and so happy to have you guys here to keep checking out the sessions. And in this session, I'm going to talk about the Baremetal on OpenStack. And since Baremetal is kind of like a thing in not just in OpenStack, but in entire like cloud infrastructure. So let's have some time together to share and to I hope we can have discuss. I would also like to hear you guys' experience on how you guys are dealing with Baremetal. Sorry. Oh, right. I'm Rico Lin, by the way, and I'm working at EasyStack, and I'm now OpenStack technical committee member. So if you have anything you would like to discuss about OpenStack or how the policy works, or in general, or whatever things you think you need help in the OpenStack, I definitely can help you. You just have to reach out. Let's start talking about Baremetal. And before we start to talk something in the pure Baremetal, if any one of you have used command line to creating a server, a virtual machine, an instance in OpenStack, this command won't be that unfamiliar for you. And this is command for you to create a virtual machine in OpenStack. And it's not changed. It's there. It's solid. And the way that you can creating a Baremetal in OpenStack nowadays is it's actually not that much different. You just have to change your flavor types, and the rest of the things that the Nova or Ironic will deal for you, which is very convenient. That will be the way that we've been implemented out for years ago. So that's how we keep telling our users that you can just using the Baremetal like you using the Nova virtual machines, which there's no differences. But after times that proving that there actually is differences for when you're trying to using the virtual machines and you're trying to using the Baremetal. And we will try to evaluate. Sorry. We were trying to evaluate the entire stuff, the differences for you. Sorry, translator. So the first thing that you will know that if you're using the old way to create it, it will be easy for you to using the OpenStack UIs to creating a Baremetal out, and it's not that hard to see, and it's definitely the way to use the Baremetal. But there is a lot more you can have in details. To say I want to build a Baremetal, and the Nova and Ironic deal about the same for you. So in this here you can see we try to make it bigger and still smaller. That's bear with me. So in here you can see in the old ways that Nova will try to in the UI if you have Horizon trigger and Nova API, Nova will try to asking one of the Nova compute services to talking to Ironic, which is the Baremetal services, to create a Baremetal, to deploy the Baremetal node. And the Nova will use in the Ironic driver to try to control and try to create a Baremetal nodes, which is talking to the Ironic API. But on the upside, for the user, for the Nova, for the user, it will feel like you're creating a virtual machine, but you're actually talking to Ironic. And Ironic, inside Ironic, it will try to actually try to find the nodes that you can create, the physical nodes, and it will talk to the neutrons, which is controlled by the Ironic driver, to actually create a network a port in the network. So when you're trying to access to the Baremetal node, you can use the neutrons to make the bridge, and the Ironic will help to define the physical poles informations and physical nodes informations, which including to creating a temporary server service for you to get the kernel images to dump it into the Baremetal node to deploy your operating systems in that Baremetal node. So that will be the details, and if you go through the entire pictures here, we're actually asking like multiple services here. There's other services behind, like you definitely need a keystone, and in the previous discussions, the previous introductions, we're using GANs, we're using Nova. We're also using neutrons for the networking to make the bridge access. And we're also using the Horizon UIs to go with Nova. And we're also using the singular volumes here to provide some volumes. For you who might be kind of confusing, the volume support to the Baremetal services is now supported in OpenStack. But so that's how it takes to using the systems we've been discussed to deploy your Baremetal node apps. And if you want to do it in manual way, you will feel crazy because you can try to do it. It's no problem at all. I won't do it. But in trying and in doing that in years or years ago, then trust me, it's a very painful process. So we start to talking about how exactly things will change. We are talking about there's a lot of command lines. There's a very huge systems. We like talking about like 8 or 9 services out there to help you, and which is very big. Just for deploying one Baremetal node out for you. And once you can deploy one, you can deploy thousands. You can deploy a lot. There are some of those issues I will talk about it later. So the Baremetal is there's actually details now you can use in, like for example, you can use the command line to actually control the how you want to deal with the Baremetal node before you try to create one. You can try to like using the Baremetal commands. If I show them the previous highlights, the previous one, you'll see that first you can show the drivers what kind of driver you want to use, IPMI. You can create a node with a specific driver, and you can create a port, which you can change it. Like for example, if there's one physical server you want to use, and you want to use a specific port on that server, which you can pass in the MAC address, and that address will be used to deploy the node. And now you want to change your network interface, and you can pass in another one. You don't have to physically go to somewhere to change the config. You just have to put a command line or API. API is just change the port. So there's also like you can now also using the node to actually manage the node. We introduced ironic here not to create your burden. It's actually to release your burden. So you can like set the node, say it's under maintained, and you want to do something with it. So if once the physical node, for ironically, if the physical node is under maintained, you can do whatever you want, and there will be absolutely no one. From ironic, no one will go into the node. There's no other will go to the node and say, hey, I want to use this one to deploy my operating systems, my Baremetals. So you will have the way to actually control those nodes. So you can go to the data centers and change the network interface, change the physical hard drive. So once it's back on, you can make it back to active. So there's a lot of command lines here, and you can see. But that's not all of it. So you also need to able to create your environment. And to create your environment, if you are just want to try, if you just want to try, you can use in the OpenStack, which you can use in both just go to see the multi-tenant networking. There's the local config there that you can use. And just remember, if you want to just experiment, you don't have a physical node, that's fine. You just have to tell the OpenStack that you don't have this. I'm not using the hardware, I'm using virtualized stuff to testing. And then the OpenStack will create some of the virtual machines for you in Nova and try to bridge it to the network, and you'll feel like, okay, you're using a Baremetal node, actually you're using a virtual machines. But it's very convenient when you're talking about testing. And there's another way that, of course, there's multiple ways to deploy. So we just, here, I mentioned here because just some ways that I'm using, I figured that might be something that if you want to try, you can use as well. And so Helm is not, you might take some steps and you need a Kubernetes cluster to use. But since now we're also talking about how the user can use their stuff, how the user is going to control the clouds, to have Helm services in your Kubernetes cluster and use that to create your OpenStack cluster and bypass the OpenStack abilities to control a Baremetal node is believe or not, is a thing now. It's a very interesting use cases. We've been here a lot, and by ourselves, we also use this a lot. I mean, to using OpenStack Helm. So you can use OpenStack Helm to deploy Ironic, and that's just something our invention, not the. So, and before we even start talking about what is changed and how is the things different now. I just want you to know there's some limitations that not yet be solved, and you should be careful to not to step in those areas. It is a lot, but it's not that hard to do. It's just too much hardware that I already have to support, and there are some cases the hardware is not that supported compared with others. And so most of this is not, I would say not a big issue at all. Just there are something that you have to be aware. For example, if you are running OpenStack to control like thousands of Baremetal nodes, you should be aware of that. Once it passes through like thousands, the power synchronize will be an issue for you, which is considered a no issue. It's like I only have to know which each specific nodes, the power status of the nodes, and instead to get the actual information out. But if you have like thousands of nodes, I mean, which is a very big cluster, like very big, and then the power synchronize might be a very big issue for you. But if you reach that big cluster, that will be, I would say that this won't be the biggest issue for you, but you just have to be aware of it. And there's another guy that for the new bundle release, not the new long-term support, there are some security improvements which lead to some inconvenience when you trying to check your PC information out. And therefore, there's here. So there's workaround for the pixie under the Ubuntu Bionic version to when the contract helper is disabled. But the workaround is there, so feel free to check if you actually want to do it. Those are two the most thing you might encounter, but the rest you can check, but not that big issue at all, in my opinion. So, just for fun. And now we're talking about improvement. Yeah, we finally started talking about improvements. So this is a slide that we showed previously, saying it's a lot. But how about now we're telling you that you can actually use like minimum your services like this and say, this is all I needed. So why do I need to install that much others? Well, there are reasons we went back to a few years ago because first, OpenStack been asking users to try to deploy as many services as they can, and it's in order to get certified as they run in OpenStack in their clouds, which nowadays is still true. But it's a thing that we are, as a TC member, we start to thinking about we should allow users to define their services. Like, if I only want to use Ironic, what services can I use together? Is that other service going to bring benefit to me? If not, why I'm using it? And we've been talking about you can use the Horizon, you can use the Nova APIs, you can use the Nova command lines. And how about we not using Nova at all? Like, they will be very lightweight. I'm only using neutrons because the neutron is providing multi-tenant networking, which is if nowadays you are using Kubernetes, you have under there to provide multi-tenant networking with very useful functionality for you. So we won't drop it out. So neutron is definitely a thing that you should consider into your Baremetal cluster. And Gauss is used to creating and maintain the images, so we will use it. And Keystone is for authentication. And so, yes, we're going to use it. But that's all. I say that's all that people should use for their Baremetal cluster. So, to do this, that means a lot of things need to change. Like, to have only 4 services for your Baremetal, that means the policy of OpenStack, the guidelines of OpenStack have to change, and how can we make sure that this is the thing that we want to suggest to the user? So we now drop Nova out of the picture. I mean, just for this use cases, Nova is still very useful stuff. But if I want lightweight, or I want just for the Baremetal, if you're using command line, you can directly using the Metalsmith. Metalsmith is a tool set which is do what Nova's been doing, which is to creating the network in neutrons, and then give the network information to your Ironic service. And Ironic will be ready when they're trying to directly creating a Baremetal node, which will be under control by neutron because you already created the port in Ironic, in neutron through Metalsmith. So it's just a library. It's very lightweight stuff, and so this is not even a service. So your system is still small. I mean, that's something that I want to make sure the user actually capable to use. So no Nova here. Actually, if we kick out the Nova, we actually kick out a lot of stuff. But we're just using to have a better command. I mean, this is one of the ways that I will say, yeah, it's a thing there, and it's a thing you can consider. And in order to have this kind of lightweight system, have this kind of easy scenario, there's a lot of effort have to be done. Like TCs have to, like technical committee of OpenStack, have got to decide that this is a thing that we recommend users do. And we actually get a lot of users and operator feedback say, I don't need that much services. I just need like 4 or 5 of them to run my systems. So if I think about if I want to run in a Kubernetes, which I am, I don't need that much OpenStack service beneath it. I need some key point services to control the entire hardware infrastructure, which OpenStack is definitely top one of the services you can consider. But I don't need entire OpenStack services. And therefore there's I believe there's also discussions in Interrupt working group, which is to define OpenStack. So they've been started talking about how about we can have like certified, say, if you are only using like, for example, this small set of the services, you still can code yourself using OpenStack in your cloud. So that will help the user to actually say, yeah, now you say now you certify I have OpenStack, so sure, now I got OpenStack, and so I have my own specific use cases I can improve on, so I don't need that much services. And our team now is, and there is also a Baremetal stages just created from the last OpenStack Summit, OpenInfra Summit, which is they've been pushing very hard trying to push the entire Baremetal scenario around. And for your information, that Baremetal stage is also working on the white paper. So if you access to the Baremetal stage web page, you can I think you can try to find the white paper there. So it's like a report for you to know what is a Baremetal in OpenStack and what is the current situations. So let's improve it. I mean, we talked about let's make a very simple environment for it previously, and now the OpenStack is not that hard to install. To have a very simple environment. You can using the tool I suggest. Like I'm using Helm, OpenStack Helm template, and it's totally working. You don't need to install all the things you don't want it. So nowadays the tool set you can even using it by yourself. I mean you can just using Ansible to deploy the service you need it. I mean OpenStack is nearly from day one, it's very suitable for microservices, which nowadays means a lot of OpenStack services is very suitable to put on the container, and AKA as well, like on the Kubernetes. So we're talking about simplifies already, but how about simplifies and automatic? So the overall goal of everything we're trying to do is to make sure there's actually something that can compare the user needed. And I mean the user, I mean generally talking about the user in community. The user in community needs something that like maybe OpenStack is not ready, so we push in the community to reach that goal. And so to creating an automatic, let's bring the heat back. I mean, I'm personally the heat PDL, so that's definitely one of the topics I'm fighting for. But this is like the small set. I mean, I introduced this in the earlier video. You can totally free to drop it out if you don't. I mean, that is not that's just optional. But if I'm using only like 4 services to support my Baremetal, I can also use heat to run everything. I mean, we have a lot of use cases. Say, you can using some tools, orchestration tools like heat to actually define templates. I mean, nowadays most of the services is all actually more welcome if people provide templates in. Like, I mean, if you're using like Kubernetes, like you would not creating containers by typing commands and commands. You will not creating OpenStack services by typing OpenStack commands. You actually will be better if you just using the template, which gives you a lot of benefit to doing so. So this is just some resource type that is still under developing, and actually by me, and I'm working halfway now. And once I release it, I will push it to heat services, and I hope we can merge in this cycle. Let's see. But you see, if we're using like, if that is a thing that I landed in this cycle, this is actually could be happen. I mean, you can just coding the auto-scaling services in heap. And to create the services you need it for basically resource. And then you calling in the OpenStack, you just have to put in the Baremetal information inside, which is not that difficult set if you think about it. So once you have your template out, the only thing you need to input is telling this environment what node, what Baremetal service, what Baremetal node I have, and what is the MAC address of the port. And that's basically it. You don't have to write in that much commands. You don't have to create in the neutral. You don't have to do anything else yourself. You just have to put in the template and tell there's a node, and the MAC address is this, and there will be done. And it also provides multi-cloud now, so you can absolutely using the orchestrated services in OpenStack to actually deploy your Baremetals to different clouds. Which cloud can be isolated, just need to have the API accessibility, pass it through. So there is no keystone federated, there is no anything federated, you don't need any database federated or clustering. You just need to have the very basic API path through. So that's new in Heat from which is landed last cycle. And so we introduced the multi-cloud abilities, auto-scaling abilities. For ironic, once we can land the ironic resource into Heat. So the very important question comes. Is OpenStack ready and is native for Kubernetes? I mean, I'm just talking a lot about, yeah, you can do it very simple ways, you can use those simple ways, and you can have your Baremetal automatic, but is it native? I mean, so let's give us some examples. So I see there's a section for MetalCube today, earlier. And I hope it's good, because MetalCube is very cool stuff, which is contributed by some Red Hat engineers. And the MetalCube is an example I'm going to pull out because, oh, by the way, there's the resource you wanted if you want to try yourself, like the keynote stage from the summit, OpenStack Summit, to show you how Baremetal, the MetalCube can be used. And so the MetalCube is a thing that shows. We're not just talking about Baremetal in OpenStack, we're talking about Baremetal across OpenStack and Kubernetes. And if we have a well-defined container cluster in Kubernetes, that means we actually don't want to implement a new thing in OpenStack. And we kind of no one wants to go that way to say, back to years ago, say everything can be done by OpenStack. We want to cooperate, we want integratability. So if you see nowadays the designs, like right now the MetalCube is using the machine type in Kubernetes to actually define machines, and using the machines to say if you want to using stuff in Kubernetes, you can using Kubernetes native stuff and just pass it through to let the Kubernetes itself to control the OpenStack. And now you're also trying to use in the class API provider, so which means that the provider itself is native in Kubernetes, and then you can use the provider to control the OpenStack being input. And the provider now, there's also another provider for class API provider network, OpenStack. Oh, sorry, not network, OpenStack, which is under developing, but it's a thing that OpenStack Kubernetes Siege is very pushing through. And if you see the last example I'm going to draw here, the OpenStack and Kubernetes integrated. In Kubernetes, that you also hear about autoscaling service in Kubernetes. And if you know how the OpenStack provider is making, it's actually we're not trying to make the control of maximum to have all to make now have all the control of the auto-scaling cluster. Instead, we implement, or let's say we making the OpenStack cloud provider in Kubernetes altogether, and we just directly control the entire Machina cluster. So the flow will be Machina creating Kubernetes, and the Kubernetes itself scale Machinas. And that is exactly the structure we're trying to push it. Just landed this year, but it's just an example. Say how we do things now. So OpenStack is not a question in your entire cloud infrastructure say against anything. And so that kind of like the proof say OpenStack Kubernetes is native. And there's other stuff like Kubernetes self-healing or auto-scaling, but that will be a more long-term stuff that we're going to try to put through. And we have in OpenStack a CG, 2 CGs actually. Each one have the CGs to push these features. Welcome to join us. So I guess I'm running out of time already. So questions?
I think we can have one question, and after that we can ask him outside. Thì các bạn có câu hỏi nào cho anh Rico? Một câu hỏi. Ok. Cái gì nếu mà mình không nghĩ ra mình không hay thì có thể email cho anh Rico, và nếu mà người đã từng là contributor cho OpenStack thì có thể lên trên ERC để tuyên nhận. Thank Rico for sharing a great topic today. Hope you enjoy the rest of the talk.
Thank you.